Welcome to Intermediate Accounting. Really glad to have you here. Looking forward to spending the semester with you. I just have our class open in Student View here in STI.net, and I just wanted to walk you around and kind of just show you where things are at. Under coursework, let me click on that. And most of the assignments are done over in Cengage. For week one, though, we do have a couple of assignments that are due that you will do just in STI.net. There's an introduction forum, just a way for you to introduce yourself to me and to your classmates. There's also a syllabus quiz. You can see what the due dates are on those. Due on the 19th. Those are really, kind of a combination of getting to know you and then attendance. So I did have to turn in attendance on the 20th, and then I'll just look at who has done the assignments and count attendance from there. So I don't have anything due from the chapters from our book until the 26th. Obviously, you can choose to work on that whenever you would like to, but chapter 10 will be our first assignment that we'll work on, chapter 10 assignments. I'll talk more about Cengage in just a moment. So I wanted to show you coursework. And then under main page, and let me go to handouts under main page. The syllabus is right here. All the PowerPoints are right here. I've got a few other things that'll help you out. Some topic reviews, some tutorials, a few things just to kind of help you navigate STI.net, although I would imagine most of you are going to be okay doing that. But just in case you need that refresher for accounting terminology, debits and credits, adjusting entries, anything like that. These documents are here just to help you out if you think you need it. If you don't, no big deal. A synopsis kind of just showing you what the big picture items are for each of the chapters also. Then for every single chapter, I also have what I call answers to review questions. So the back of every chapter has quite a few. It depends on the chapter, 8 to 10 to maybe a little bit more questions that are more concept based, kind of just asking you questions about specific topics. And the answer is just writing, it's not numbers. And I've given you the answers to those. It's just a great way to review and see if you feel comfortable with the chapters. So a great way to review is to read one of these questions from your text and then kind of mentally note what you think the answer is or jot down the highlights of the answer and then compare that to the actual answer sheet that I've given you here and just see how close you are. Or just read the question, read the answer, whatever works for you. I just want you to have that resource just to help you learn the concepts a little bit better. And then depending on the chapter and the homework problems we're looking at, I have what I call homework help for a few chapters. There happens to be one here for chapter 10 and one here for chapter 11. So just as you are beginning to tackle those chapters, just keep in mind what's there. Then also under bookmarks, just so you see what's there. For the introduction video is right there. Just a quick link to Cengage is what this is. I think both of these they're kind of that information. And then I've got just various videos for all the various chapters. So they're all just out here hanging out for you if you want to. Whenever you're ready, take a look at those. And as always, if you have questions, just let me know. And then I've already got the syllabus open and just want to make sure you saw it here. And my contact information's on here. My cell is right here. It'd be best if you just email me first. Just give me a day to respond. If I don't happen to respond, by all means, feel free to call or text. If it's really urgent, it's okay to call or text me. I don't mind. If you leave me a message, just let me know who you are. If you text me, just give me your name so I know who you are. And just tell me that you're an STI student also. Just your name and that you're an STI student would be helpful if you call or text me. If you leave me a voicemail. So this just helps me to find you with and know exactly where to look to respond to your question and get back to you. So that's all. But this is the class syllabus. Just take a look at that on your own. These are the topics we're going to cover. The first chapter is property, plant, and equipment. We'll talk about investing and financing, the cash flow statement a little bit, contributed capital, retained earnings, accounting for taxes, accounting for leases, accounting for changes and errors, things like that. So those are the big topics that we'll cover. It's just kind of the next progression from Intermediate 1. We're kind of covering the second half of the book. So it's very similar in layout and format. So that's what's there for you. You can see here that I've laid out some due dates and things like that. I want to make sure everybody's aware of the career paper. There's a little rubric right here when I'll grade that career paper. It's worth 50 points, so you'll want to make sure you do it. It says here no extensions on that. The week that's due, I'll make sure that I remind everybody via email and messages. And the course outline of just kind of the schedule is all right here also. So it just gives you a feel for when assignments will be due and all that good stuff. And then with assignments, every chapter has a 30-point Cengage Now assignment. And you get unlimited attempts for that 30 points. Really, I want you to get the 30. Just keep working at it until you get the answer is what you should do. There's always a quiz. I should say at least one quiz. Occasionally there might be more, but there's at least one quiz. And they're very concept-based. They're 10 questions, 30 minutes, multiple choice, and a little bit of true and false. Very much concept-based. There are 5 tests. That might sound like a lot, but the goal of giving you 5 tests is I'd rather give you 5 and have them be over just a few chapters as opposed to just a couple of tests and have them be over a bunch of chapters. And those are worth between 70 to 100 points each. And every week before those are due, you'll hear from me via email or a blog post about what to expect and all that good stuff. So just be aware of that. That's what's up and coming. And then you will also have the Cengage Now boarding pass, which is right here. And you can see here our course code as spring of 20. And you can see here the link to get into it. The capital letters and numbers right here, that's our course key. I've placed that in a separate announcement also. I would imagine almost all of you have the full year Cengage because you would have used Cengage for Intermediate 1 last fall. So I would guess the vast majority of you already bought it. It's just a matter of getting the course key to get into my specific class. So anyway, that's the document right there, and that document's under handouts. I don't think I necessarily mentioned that under handouts, but it's there, and I'm going to email that out to everybody also. So you're receiving that through via email. And then over in Cengage, when you get into the class, it'll look like this, starting out with chapter 10. Every chapter has a study guide. It says unlimited attempts. There's no grade here. It's just a matter of you doing that in terms of practicing. So if you just want to practice because that just kind of helps you build confidence before you work on an assignment for points, by all means, please do that. I really hardly ever look to see who did them or who didn't. It's totally up to you on your honor. If a topic is already a strong suit for you and you just want to dive into the homework, by all means, go for it. Don't worry about that for me. And then some chapters have a specific problem I'm having you work on also. And you can see chapter 11 happens to have one. And when I get closer to the due date for chapter 11, I'll be sure to mention a few things about that. And then the test is sprinkled in throughout here too. And with each of the tests, I typically also give you another problem to work on also. So I usually give you a series of multiple choice, true, false questions, and then another problem to work on as a part of the test. So most exams kind of have that going on. And then occasionally I have an example problem that's just something you can take to practice and whatnot. So just be aware that's what's out there. You can kind of scroll down. Everything's out there. If you do want to work ahead, you can. It's totally up to you. The option is there if you want to work ahead, or if there's a particular week where you know you have a lot going on and working ahead would just make life easier, by all means, you sure can do that. You don't have to ask for my permission. With that in mind, I hope that all made sense. If you have questions for me, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help you out. Thank you.